We're good. First off, Edu wasn't out there this morning. Is he okay?
Yeah, he felt something early on in training yesterday. We're going to look into it further, but I would give us a 2-week window before he can resume training.
Well, that's
or review after 2 weeks and see where we are. Yeah,
that changes things.
not necessarily. I mean, yeah, we have a bunch of hungry guys and some good quality that we've shown previously. We've been through these things before. So yeah, we haven't thought too much into it. For sure, Edu is a big player around here. He's a big character. But yeah, we always rely on the collective, and everyone has the ability to step up if needed.
You're about to make your first trip in season to the West Coast. Have you learned anything from all these multiple trips you have to make out to the West Coast about handling them? And seems like sometimes coming back is probably the harder part.
Yeah, we don't really, I mean, we have a good cadence now of week-to-week scheduling. So we're not really thinking about that too much. We prepare well as we can for these trips, and we head out there with confidence, and we feel we're in a good way. And yeah, we just put it to the test against a very good team in LA. I think it's a different animal than the LA we played in preseason. So yeah, listen, that's going to be a battle, and we have to do the things we really take pride in, and stick to our guns and be us. So I'm excited about this game.
Coach, can it matter getting the early portion of the season started on like sort of a cadence where you have back-to-back home games, then followed by back-to-back road games? Can that get your guys into a routine, and can that be positive?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the back-to-back road games. I mean, we traveled well. We got back well from Austin. We did some good regen and prep and what have you, and we got guys back. Jabulo Blom's in contention. Kyle Hubert's back in contention. So we have some guys coming back, and yeah, I think the squad's complementing each other. We had a very competitive week. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we want to become road warriors. We want to prove things on the road that we can play the same way as we do here at City Park. We want to put those types of displays on away from home too. And yeah, this is a very good opponent. It's one of the best in the league that, they have some great quality. If you give them time and space to play, they can really hurt you. And yeah, they're really good in their transition now as well. So they have some big players. They've signed some big players, and it's a good challenge for us to measure ourselves, in our collective efforts.
Before we go to Kevin Ryan real quick.
You're on mute, Kevin.
Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
Hey, Bradley, how's it going? I know you mentioned before you guys have been through the injury bug before, and you guys have handled it pretty well, but is it frustrating? You get guys back, and then all of a sudden, Leuven goes down, and you guys are losing more players.
Yeah, it's just the nature of the game, unfortunately. You watch the best teams in the world. You watch our idols, role models, great teams, championship winning teams. You see some players and teams being affected, and you don't look further than in the MLS at the scheduling that we have to the start of the season with the teams that are playing CONCACAF and have congested scheduling very early on in the season. And again, it's just part of, we're on the right track in terms of what we believe in terms of, how we're getting momentum and building momentum in the start of the season. And we're trying to set up a platform to springboard us through the next couple of games into the summer and hold that and be consistent with that, right? So that you have a casualty now and then. Yeah, it's a shame to lose good players and good people, but I think that's just temporary. And we still have a hunger in the group. I think we still have a desire in the group, and we still have a next man up mentality in the group. So we still have a lot to prove to ourselves, and we have a lot to prove to each other within these walls. And I think that just keeps driving us forward.
Back on Edu, what hurts? Where is he feeling?
He's hamstring.
Hamstring. Not connected to anything previous he's ever had, right?
Not sure. That's why it's still very acute. We just have to check into it and monitor it.
And then the other injured guys, Jabulo or Josh, are they?
Yeah, getting there, back in contention. I mean, they had a good week of training, and we'll monitor that, make a decision, later on to see if they travel ready, and if not, we'll see.
How's the clash of styles between you and the Galaxy?
Yeah, listen, I mean, Clash of Styles, they're actually the #1 team in the league for transition at the moment, based on the 3 games. They're really, if you just think about their transition firepower, they're really good and very effective. So yeah, that's going to be a danger on the day. But yeah, listen, we know what type of game they want to play, and we know what type of game we need to put them in. And that's what it's going to be. So, how showing the urgency that we need to show, showing the demand within our game model to put them in. It's never easy to play against us, and I feel we always get the best version of every team that we play because there's no off days or there's no off moments against us for 90 minutes. So, I think we have to be proud of that to bring out the best in every opponent, but then also have the confidence that we can, dominate in a certain way, which will, hopefully be the success on the day.
Go to Brendan.
Coach, you talked a couple of days ago about Klaus coming off the bench the last couple of games, and obviously injuries will help kind of take care of that as you go along the way as well. But for you, how closely would you want to concentrate on run of form and riding a hot hand in a spot like that, especially for somebody like Sam that's been terrific so far?
Yeah, I think both the strikers are doing a great job. They're pushing each other. I've had chats with both of them. They understand the challenge and they understand the benefit to having 2 strikers, 1 striker, 3 playmakers in the middle of the field. Like they understand this and they're on board. And I wouldn't speak about a run of form or lack of form. I think Sam has proven his value off the bench. So did Klaus against Austin, proving his value off the bench. He didn't score, but he has massive moments to dictate the play. He gets the final touch when we equalize at the end, right? So he makes a big play. And this is what good players do in crucial moments. They make big plays. And both of our strikers have shown that at different times. And they understand the role. And that's more importantly, how they fit into the team, what they believe in. They believe we're on the right path for their development. And they understand the competition between each other, which propels them to new heights.
You guys ended up like with the edge in possession on Saturday. I think it was 54% or something. How have you felt about how the teams play when you have possession?
Well, I know that what we did, and we got into the box 26 times, and we dominated the team away from home. And I thought that we'd not just played east to west and backwards and around again. And even with the ball, we want to be purposeful. We want to be penetrating. We want to be vertical. We want to be, getting in behind. We want to go underneath. We want to make it exciting. We want to play with urgency. And I think we've shown that in a couple of games now, that it can work both ways. I don't care too much about the possession, me. I care about obviously transition moments, and I care about what we do with the ball when we have it. But I want to see bravery. I want to see courage. I want to see a ruthlessness and a relentlessness to go at the opponent. And I think we saw that, against Austin.
Coach, I know you've got a ton of metrics and stats you guys look at on a daily basis, but could your goals mostly coming from the run of play and your opponent's goals mostly coming from set pieces, can that be something you look at and say, we're playing at a really high level just by what those 2 stats would tell you? They're rudimentary stats, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a fair comment. Last year we were really good at set pieces, and conceded some goals through the run of play, right? So again, I think we've been working on something, and if something starts to give up, then we have to recalibrate and almost reset it, right? So you concede a goal from a throw-in from a second phase moment, and obviously we're not proud about it, but yeah, it's things to look at, things to discuss. And if it was all that easy, then we would all be in this, right? If I knew how to operate on a heart, and be a surgeon, everyone would watch the YouTube video and do it themselves, right? But that's not the case. We just have to, learn from these moments and the willingness from the coaching staff, the players to address these things, to get better, to focus on what's needed and to address certain problems. And we don't really say we have a problem, right? We just say we need to grow in certain moments and recalibrate. And I would probably call it a recalibration because yeah, we are where we are and that's what it is. And I think we have a pretty good outlook on where we are currently and feel pretty confident over 9 games now through preseason, right? So it's 9 games plus these couple plus the leagues, the Champions Cup experiences. So I feel we're in a good space. But yeah, it's so early in the season to put a peg and say that's you guys this season, or put a peg in there and say that's you guys this season. I think there are different moments and ebbs and flows, and we learn from that.
I actually talked with Adu this week, and he had mentioned that the goal, Thomas, you're here today, that last goal was almost seemed like a set piece, but in motion and run of play that had been analyzed, that Austin was weak at the back post. Another thing, of course, to execute it, but kind of like a set play, but in the run of play.
Yeah, I never talk about the opponent saying they're weak or strong. I respect the opponent. Where we see areas of opportunity, we like to call them, or vulnerability, and that's the way we word it. How we discuss it internally might be different, but always respect other coaches and other teams. But yeah, we look at certain things, we observe certain things, and we try and in the space of a week's preparation, how familiar can we make the players feel in those moments that may or may not give us success, right? And we worked at it, and it just so happened that we were a couple of times free at the back post. So this is how games are. It's cat and mouse. It's a chess match, both ways, and then the game starts, and then all of that preparation, it might just be thrown to the trash can because a coach adapts, the other coach then adapts to what we've done, right? So then it just becomes this cat and mouse during the game. So yeah, I think the first 15, 20 minutes are really tactical, highly tactical, but then game involvement, in-game management, I think that's where the rest of it takes place, right? So credit to these guys for now, taking on new messaging, taking on new moments, and trying to get or trying to see them and reward themselves.
Coach, thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
How are you?
Did you have tornado sirens where you were this morning?
I did actually, at 7:30 it came on, and no, it was I thought something bad was gonna happen, but I looked out and it wasn't even raining, so I was wondering what it was, but no, it was the player said that in the summer it gets a lot worse, so I'm looking forward for that, but but yeah.
Did you know what it was when you start hearing these sounds?
I didn't, I thought it was my building on fire first, but then I went outside and it was coming from the outside, so no, it was something else.
Looking back to last Saturday, on that making that pass to Selly, I mean, you couldn't have been more forward on that play. What did you see on that?
No, it was a great pass from Thomas, and as soon as I got the ball, I had a touch, and Klaus was screaming, so I kind of looked for him, and but it was 15 players in the box, and I knew that Sheila was going to be on the back post, but at the time that I crossed the ball, he was more behind the keeper, but the space was outside where the ball kind of came, but yeah, he did a massive job putting that shot on the target, and yeah, what a goal that was.
Thomas, what have been the most challenging aspects for you transitioning to new home, new club, now that you've had maybe a couple months to kind of take it all in?
I wouldn't say anything has been super hard, but coming to a new club, a new city, you have to adapt, get a place to stay, feel comfortable. But as it comes to the playing style, I think it has been super easy with the coaches and the players. So yeah, adapting to this style has been good, and I feel like I'm learning it more and more for every game and week. So yeah, it's all just been super good to know.
What from what you guys have seen so far, what challenges do the Galaxy pose for you guys? Obviously, good team so far this year on the road. How does that pose a challenge Saturday night?
Galaxy, we play them in the preseason, and like Coach said, it's a different team now. They have some big players back, but we just have to play our game, and we know if we play our game, we're gonna win that game. But of course, you have the likes of Payne Still and Ricky Pooch and those guys that you need to keep an eye on. But yeah.
These are long trips. You may and do 2 time zones. I mean, how does that? You used to play, and everything was pretty well confined in other leagues. What's it like for you to heading out west for a game like this?
You know what? Everybody here says that the traveling is so hard and so long, but I'm kind of used to like 6-7 hours bus trips over the mountains back home. So this is super light for me, you know. So yeah, I just enjoy traveling with the boys and yeah, playing against all these teams.
Offensively, how so you guys have been creating a lot of chances and you're getting involved. How does this team look offensively right now, especially when you have Celio and Sam who are scoring goals?
You know, we're like coach said again, we had 26 box entries and we know that we're going to create chances. So it's just about making those chances into goals and when we start doing that, we're going to score a lot of goals.
How's it been for you balancing when to go forward and when not to, especially if you get back on the other side who wants to go forward as well?
You know, it is something that you need to hold yourself back to. You know, as a player, I always want to go forward and make those runs, but in this league, you have to be on your toes because you have the big players on the left and right wings. So yeah, you have to be smart. You have to take your chances when you have them and then yeah, kind of adapt to what the game gives you.
Any family been able to come out and see you?
My father actually saw the game against New York City, so yeah, he enjoyed that.